Hello. Right, this is going to be one of my minimally edited videos today, something a bit different. So I got sent this book by the publisher a little while ago, Murdle, More Killer Puzzles by G.T. Carver. And effectively it's they're like logic puzzles, but with a kind of murder mystery type theme. So you get a series of clues and you have this grid and you have to use the clues to eliminate suspects and weapons and locations and things like that. So it looks really fun. I thought I would try and do the first one in this book live on camera and see how I do and see how I get on. So I've read the introduction that gives you a guide of how to do it and an example one. But the idea is you get a case, you get some suspects, and you have to work through it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read out the information, and then I'm going to flip the camera so you can see the page, and I will, with my Murdle pencil that I got very kindly sent by the publisher, I will see if I can solve the mystery. So let me read you the description. So Logico is like the detective character in these puzzles. So the first mystery is called the Detective Club Killer. So before Logico left for the holiday party, he visited the Detective Club headquarters to tell his friends the good news. Unfortunately, they had bad news. The president, now the former president, had been killed. Who done it? So your suspects are Miss Saffron. So Miss Saffron is technically an aristocrat, but more accurately, she's just plain rich. So she's 5'2" tall, left-handed, has hazel eyes and blonde hair. The second suspect is General Coffee. The description of him says, now that Detective Club HQ has added a coffee bar, he's there every day. So I suspect that everyday part is a clue. So he's 6 foot tall, right-handed, brown eyes and bald. And then the third suspect is Grandmaster Rose. And the description for her is chess is kind of a mystery. So Grandmaster Rose fits right in at the DCHQ. He's a man, not a woman. His opponent opened with 1 G4, the Grob. So Grandmaster Rose is 5'7", left-handed, has brown eyes and brown hair. And the possible locations for the murder are the Detective Kit storage room, which is indoors. So it says there is a pile of fedora pins next to a printing press for membership cards. Join today. There's the rooftop lockout, which is outdoors. Rooftop lookout, where you can keep an eye on the entrance and the pigeons, and the conspiracy boardroom, which is indoors. So it says here the walls are cork boards covered with newspaper articles connected with red string. And then the weapons are the first Murdle book, which is medium weight, a copy of the first book, a great gift and an even greater weapon. A magnifying glass, which is also medium weight. You could use this to find a clue or to start a small fire, or both. And a red herring, which is also medium weight. You could hold it by the tail. You can get some real momentum behind it. So the clues and evidence are General Coffee was using the printing press to print his manifesto on beans and bombs. So if he was using the printing press, he must have been in the Detective Kit storage room, because that's where the printing press is. Grandmaster Rose was afraid of heights, so he had never been to the roof. So you know he can't be on the rooftop lookout. The first Murdle book was not in the conspiracy boardroom. Miss Saffron had a magnifying glass. And something was fishy about the murder. It was committed with a fish. So I assume that must mean the red herring was the murder weapon. So this, I would say, is one of the easy puzzles, apparently. So what you then got is this grid here. And I'm going to reverse the camera and work through the grid with you. And hopefully that will be interesting viewing. You may already have stopped watching, in which case you won't hear me say that. Anyway, let me flip the camera and we can see if we can solve this together. Right, so let's see how well or not well this works. So what you do is you put X's in if something can't be true. So if we look through, so General Coffee was using the printing press to print his manifesto. So you know General Coffee must have been in the Detective Kit storage room. So I can put a tick in there, and therefore you know he wasn't in either of these places. Grandmaster Rose was afraid of heights, so he'd never been on the roof. So Grandmaster Rose cannot be on the rooftop lookout. The first Murdle book was not in the conspiracy boardroom. So here's the weapon. That's the conspiracy boardroom. So you know that is not true. Miss Saffron had a magnifying glass. So Miss Saffron is the bow. So she has the magnifying glass. So therefore she doesn't have the other things. What's next? Something was fishy about the murder. It was committed with a fish. So we know the fish is the murder weapon. Right. So those are the clues we've got. So now I think we need to look at some of the other bits of information, and see if they allow us to eliminate other things. I'm assuming that's what you do anyway. So let's look at location. So we know. What do we know? So we know. Okay, so only Miss Saffron could have been on the rooftop lookout. So she must be there, which therefore, by a process of elimination, means that Grandmaster Rose must have been in the conspiracy boardroom. Yep. So we can get rid of those. Right, what else do we know? So we know that Miss Saffron had the magnifying glass. So can we figure out who had the other things? Let's look. So the first Murdle book. Copy of the first book, a great gift and an even greater weapon. So do we know anything about... No, we don't. What's it say about Grandmaster Rose? Oh, I'm stuck already, and conscious this is probably a very bad video. Let's see. What can we figure out? So I know who's in which location. I'm just looking at the clues again. Remove the clues so you can see them as well. See if you can. Maybe you're all watching this, shouting at the screen, telling me that I'm very obviously missing something. Oh, missed one. The first Murdle book was not in the conspiracy boardroom. Oh, have I done that? Yeah, I've done that. So we know the Murdle book wasn't in the conspiracy boardroom. Ah, maybe we can deduce something from that. So we know that she's got the magnifying glass. So we know Miss Saffron's got the magnifying glass. And we know that she was in the rooftop terrace. Does that help us? We know the book wasn't in the rooftop terrace. So whoever was in... Ah, right. Okay, so I've missed something, haven't I? So we know that the magnifying glass was on the rooftop terrace, because that's where she was. I feel like I'm on the brink of a breakthrough. Hold on. We know that the book wasn't on... Ah, so therefore the book must be in the printing room, because it can't be on the rooftop terrace. So therefore the fish must be in the conspiracy boardroom. Which means that the killer... Does that tell us who the killer is? Not yet. Nearly. So who had the fish? Who was in the conspiracy boardroom? So Miss Rose was in the conspiracy boardroom, so she must be the killer. Right, I'm going to flip to the end. Not Miss Rose, Grandmaster Rose. So Grandmaster Rose is the killer with the red herring in the conspiracy boardroom. Right, I'm going to flip the camera back to me and I'm going to flip to the end of the book and see if we got it right. Right, so far I suspect this is the worst video. This is the worst video I've ever made, but somewhere in this book is the solution. So the solutions start on page 331. So I'm going to flip to page 331 and see if I got it right. 331. Oh no, that's hints. Hold on. It was Grandmaster Rose with a red herring in the conspiracy court boardroom. So we got it right. Fantastic. Grandmaster Rose was irate. No, this is all wrong. Logico asked, what's wrong about my deductions? Well, for one, I was supposed to get away with it. So fantastic. I've solved my first Murdle puzzle. That was actually really fun. I may not film me solving any more. Maybe I'll do a couple more. I'll see how this video goes down. So I'm going to put this up on Wednesday. See if people enjoy it. If you've enjoyed it, let me know in the comments and I can do more of these. We can solve some more of these together. In fact, if you've got this book and you know I'm going to do one, we could even try and solve one together, if that makes sense. I don't know if that would work or not. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Apologies for this terrible video and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye.